Xbox Game Pass adds Diablo 4, Hot Wheels, and more this month. April's games will include Super Hot Mind Control Delete, Ark Survival Ascended, and F1 23. The next waves of Game Pass titles have been officially confirmed, and starting today, subscribers can explore their Interstellar Homestead and Lightyear Frontier on Xbox Series, PC, and cloud compatible device. The other big release joining Lightyear Frontier is MLB The Show 24, this year's entry in the long-running baseball simulator series from San Diego Studios. For the first time in the series history, MLB The Show 24 allows players to create and play as a woman and also includes new additions to its historical showcase mode. On March 20th, horror fans can experience the Choose Your Own Demise of the Quarry, a blood-drenched homage to slasher flicks from the 80s starring 9 teenage counselors who are in for a really bad final night of summer camp. Anyone looking to fight back against monsters can check out Evil West on March 21st, a fun vampire slaying title in which you can punch the supernatural into giblets with your overpowered arsenal. Terra Invicta will be available on PC on the Xbox Preview program through Game Pass, giving fans of tactical games an early look at a grand sci-fi experience from the creators of Long War. Easily, the biggest release of the month is Diablo 4, is Blizzard's action RPG will be available from March 28th on console and PC. In case you missed it when it launched last year, Diablo 4 is a dark return to the grim roots of the franchise, and players can hop right into the new content from Season of the Construct when it arrives. Two more games will be available that same day as the month closes out with fun racing Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, Turbocharged, and narrative adventure Open Roads. In April, Ark Survival Ascended arrives on PC, Xbox Series, and cloud compatible device. Rebuilt inside of Unreal Engine 5, players will have to survive and thrive in a hostile frontier if they want to stand at the top of the food chain. Lastly, April 2nd brings two more games to the party in the form of F1 23, last year's official Formula One video game, and Superhot Mind Control Delete, a massive expansion to the beloved first-person shooter with even more action and guns. There's more. A few games, I'm not going to get into that now because um, I think we have that in a separate article. It says, not bad, looking forward to Evil West for sure. That came from Rabid Giant Senior. Are you looking forward to any of these games?
I heard you say Evil West coming to the Game Pass, right?
Yep.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. I've always wanted to play that game after all these years. 'Cause it came out back in 2022, Evil West around the fall season, and I never had the money for it. And at the time, I could have used the Game Pass as well, but it was on the Game Pass, and now it's until it's on the Game Pass. So, yeah, let's try it out. I try out that game, Evil West. Also, Diablo 4, even though I hear bad things about it, saying out the microtransactions and all, I can
Yep.
understand that, but I'm sure the gameplay is not so bad because Diablo. So I did play Diablo 2 back when I was like maybe back in 2012, 2013, 2012, year or two before I went to the hospital for a year. So a lot has happened since then, of course. So because Diablo used to was the shit. You know, it was one of the best games to play of its decade, and if not the 2000s at least. And now it's like the microtransactions and all, and that the guy say with April Fool's joke, and the developers say like, "Oh, don't you have all phones for the Diablo experience?" You know, it's
Wasn't that for Diablo Mobile?
yeah, something like that. It was
Because
ridiculous.
because I remember that when that happened and the guy tried to play it off like, don't you guys have phones? That's when they were making everyone wanted Diablo 4 at the time, if I'm not mistaken, but everyone was getting this mobile version of Diablo that nobody wanted.
And it includes lots of microtransactions of that game as well, too, coming to the mobile.
They just don't learn their lesson.
Yeah, but I hope.
The phone game had microtransactions, and now they're going overboard microtransactions in this one.
Yeah, it's the big shtick now, the microtransactions, because people got used to it, and I can't blame them sometimes, so especially the younger gamers who just born into this trend. Because we remember back 20 years ago, there was no such thing as microtransactions in games per se. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the way things are.
Yeah.
with some developers that they and the thing is, people say, oh well, developers or publishers will protect it by saying, well, games cost more to make nowadays. But then they think, okay, we're going to release this game for $70, and then we're going to throw microtransactions in on top of it.
Yeah. Stephanie
Um,
Sterling, aka formerly Jim Sterling, she actually mentioned this for years that this was going to happen, and she kind of skewing at the mountaintop every time she ever get a chance to. And now it's like, it's come to fruition.
she was,
You know,
but when she said this was going to happen, she was looked at like the crazy man who lives in the cave on the mountain.
yeah,
But now, but as what usually happens in those stories, what they said that became reality.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
So I don't have Game Pass. I'd probably play MLB The Show 24. I had a real problem hitting the ball in MLB The Show 23 when I had Game Pass. Um, just for some reason I couldn't hit. I When I was at bat I struck out a lot. Unless I
Was
was like
for you.
really inexperienced because I was doing like their version of the career where you start out like on in a minor A league team and then you gotta work your way up to the big leagues.
And also too, it's also the fact that you and I, in high school and all, we barely played baseball, professional sport, schools baseball teams, So 'cause the last
I
time I
don't
played baseball,
I
yeah.
don't think that would have anything to do console wise because I did play baseball. I did play baseball on in junior high on in eighth grade.
Okay, okay,
So yeah, I mean, but hitting even in real life, hitting was never my problem. My problem was like catching. Um,
okay.
so yeah, so I mean, and that was no problem in MLB The Show 23. I'd love to play MLB The Show 24. I think I have like MLB like 14 or something for my PS3. I'd kind of check if the sound is working on my PS3 ever since I tightened the plugs up because my PS3 wasn't working either.
I understand.
What a time! The Xbox 360 and PS3 to stop working simultaneously. Um, so Evil West, yeah, I've heard good things about that. Um, yeah, and Super Hot wasn't that the game that was where like your enemies moved when you moved, but if like you stayed,
Yes,
I
yes, you're right.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was Red Hot or something.
No,
Um,
super hot.
yeah, I used to have that game. Um, I played it with a control. It was pretty fun. Corey Graves from WWE even played it on Xavier Woods' YouTube gaming channel, and Xavier Woods had the VR headset. So
Nice.
like Corey Graves put it on, like there was a camera on Corey Graves, and there was a camera or like a screen showing what he saw in the game, and like it was cool. So, like seeing Corey Graves throw a punch, catch a gun in the air, point it at an enemy, and shoot it. Um, so it was, yeah, it was a game. I always meant to get back to it, even though I don't have a VR headset. Still didn't mind playing it with the controller. Um,
Okay.
Never did. I don't even know if even if I have it, I probably can't play it since I don't have a Game Pass Core or Ultimate subscription anymore. Um, but yeah, so I do remember that game. Wow, that game came out like in the beginning of the Xbox One life cycle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, back as far as back in 2017, 2018 at most.
Yeah, I think it was like right after, or maybe even right. I think no, I think it was 2018 because I think I remember playing it here when I had first moved here, and I moved here at the end of 2017. So
Okay.
yeah, so these are the games coming to Game Pass. Anything else to add, or ready to move on?
I just want to say too that when it comes to the super hot game, it was very confusing at first with the story itself. Like it's just like you to come in, come into your room and shoot yourself. Kind of, it was kind of weird what they were doing in that story mode, but it was all right to play for a few hours. Very good while, and then they came out with another version of itself sometime 2 years ago, and it was on sale for like 30, $40. So If ever on sale again, I'll definitely get the newer version. Super hot.